So on 425, you have due a case study report and analysis. Let's take a look at the assignment in Blackboard, and then I'll explain some other parameters about it, things I want you to do, and what that's going to look like. Right, so the syllabus says this. For the CSR, that's the case study report and analysis, the student shall find one case study or particular applied problem in the ethics of engineering. The student shall submit a video report presenting the data on said case with a bibliographical addendum. I'll explain more about that in a little bit, and shall further present an analysis of the case in light of ethical considerations, and I'll explain the parameters of that in a moment too. Videos may be submitted as video attachments or via hosted links. That is to say, you can attach an MP4 or MPEG or AVI in Blackboard. I'll show you where that's going to happen too. And then you're also going to attach a bibliography as well. And so bibliographical addendums, however, are to be rendered in accordance with the Chicago manual style. I'll show you what that looks like too. And all files and or links are to be submitted on time per the assignment, in this case, the case study report, in the proper Dropbox in Blackboard. I'll show you where that is under the assignments tab. This is due by end of day, Monday, April 25th, 2022. And they'll get a 10-point penalty per day until the 1st of May. So if you turn it in the 1st of May, I think that'll be something like 50 or 60 points off. So don't do that. Get it in on time. If something prevents you from getting it in on time, please let me know ahead of time, and I will mitigate that penalty. And then also let me go ahead and say at the outset that getting video stuff in on time is a lengthy process. Whether you're attaching an MP4 or some kind of other video file, or you're linking to some hosted content, whether it be YouTube or Vimeo or TikTok or whatever it is, getting that stuff up can take a while. So I would get this in a little bit beforehand to make sure that it's in on time. Again, if stuff happens, let me know. So what you're going to be doing in here is finding some sort of incident or problem that exists within the domain of engineering ethics. So this can be anything from the Challenger explosion to Chernobyl to the BP Deepwater Horizon incident to the Exxon Valdez and many other incidents as well. So you're going to take one of these incidents and you're basically going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you the parameters for how to talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into the parameters of what I want you to do in this case study report that you're going to see in Blackboard. On the left here, you'll see the basic gist of what the report should look like. On the right, you'll see the basic gist of what the bibliography should look like. I have a robust bibliography, but what I'm doing there is I'm doing all kinds of different kinds of citations you may employ. You may only use a couple of sources and need not need this entire thing that I have on the right, but I want to explain that in a minute. So here's what I want you to do in the case study report and analysis video. In the video, I want you to do basically two things. The first part here are concrete elements. So what you'll do in there at the very outset is you will name what's going on, what you're talking about. Am I talking about Deepwater Horizon? Am I talking about Chernobyl? Am I talking about the Challenger explosion? Like, say what you're doing. Then where did it happen? It happened in the Gulf of Mexico. It happened in Florida. It happened in space. Where did it happen? You'll say when it happened. It happened, in 1986. It happened in 1992. Like when did it occur? And then who are the parties involved? Well, okay, it involved NASA. It involved the FBI, it involved the CIA, it involved the Department of Energy. Like, who were the parties involved when this thing went down? Were there stakeholders involved, shareholders? Were there patients? Were there victims? Who is involved here in the entire apparatus of the incident? Then what I want you to do, and you'll probably spend the majority of your time doing this fifth element, describe what happened. Then what I want you to do is list the ethical and problems involved in this particular incident. What are the problems? And you can use the various theories that we've talked about, deontology, utilitarianism, virtue ethic. What are the ethical problems here? Oh, it's bad that this happened, and this is wrong for the community, or this is wrong in a sense of someone derelicted from their duty, or someone wasn't honest, or whatever it is. What are the ethical problems involved in this particular situation? And then what were the consequences of the incident, whether they, especially if they're concrete, what really happened as a result. So like if like an oil spill happened, like what's the deal? Like oil spill happens, we can just say that. But were there further repercussions in, say, let's say there was an oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico? Were there repercussions off the coast of Louisiana, off the coast of Florida, Alabama, Texas? What happened as a result? In Chernobyl, what was the result? In Deepwater Horizon, what was the result? So whatever incident you're talking about, talk about what were the consequences of that particular incident. And then what was the agency response to the incident? So whatever the agency was that was involved, whether it be the Department of Energy or the Communist Party, for example, in Chernobyl, what did they do to fix it or attempt to fix it? And then what are the other contextual features that we need to know? So for example, in Chernobyl again, you could argue that there were elements of the Communist Party that didn't want to stick it out, that this could never happen in the Soviet Union. If you're talking about Deepwater Horizon, oh, there's no way that BP could have done this. What were the contextual features that made this very particular to the time and particular to the incident? That's the first thing that I want you to do, is everything that I've said so far. Then the next element is hypothetical. Imagine that you are on a team of engineers working for the company or organization that's the culpable party. So if you're in Deepwater Horizon, you're on Team BP. If you're doing Chernobyl, you are part of the Soviet Union. If you are the part of the Exxon Valdez incident, you're a member of Exxon on like an ethics committee. What are the engineering problems involved? Like what in terms of an engineering way of describing it, like what happened? What was the problem? One. What's the ethical problems that you have to consider here? From an engineering perspective, like why is whatever happened a problem? Then also, are there any unknown elements which are necessary to be ascertained prior to engagement with the issue at hand? This is something that happened in Chernobyl. Like, what's the extent of what's going on? So this was an unknown. Like, is this a local incident, or is this something that get bigger and bigger and bigger? What's something that we don't know right now in the heat of the moment if you're on the team that you need to know that could be an ethical consideration? So, for example, an oil spill, like what's the extent if you don't know it? Like, yeah, sure, this could mess fishing up in 2022, or it could destroy the entire Gulf of Mexico. What are unknowns that you'd want to uncover if you were dealing with the particular incident that you're dealing with? And then what are the potential consequences? What are the impacts? What are the concerns of your team's analysis to address the problem raised in the incident or the event? What's going on? I want you to do this all in a video format where you're telling me, here's what I would do in this particular situation in part two. Then also another thing that you will submit in addition to the video content, like I said, the video content, you can make it as exciting as you want. You can put words up. You can host this on YouTube. You can host a couple of TikToks. Like I said, the general recommended length here is going to be about 5 minutes. So if that's 2 TikToks or a YouTube video or a Vimeo video or whatever it is, you can attach it to the submission element, which I'll show you where that is in Blackboard in a moment. You can attach it to that, or you can simply give me the hosted link. So if this is something you put up on YouTube or wherever, you can send me the link as well. But one thing you will want to attach is the bibliography or the works cited page, where this is everything that you brought, into consideration, every outside source you used. You're going to want to incorporate this into your works cited or bibliographical element. Now, what I've got on the right here right now is a works cited page that is completely randomized from just stuff. But there are different elements here that I want you to recognize. So, like the first one, here's how to deal with a work in translation. The next one, here's how to deal with a TV show, American Crime Story. Augustine, here's how to deal with an edited volume by a single author. The next two things here, here's how to cite a lecture that is a recording. Here's how to cite a lecture that actually happened in person. Here's how to cite a film. Here's how to cite an academic journal with Joyce. Here's how to cite a edited volume where there's a single author throughout that's robust. Here's how, in the case of the Mark citations that I have here, to do different works in the same edited volume where you have the same author, different works, same editor. Here's how to do that. Also, a work where an entire volume appears in an edited volume. Here's how to do that. And then also how to deal with an online citation as well, something that comes completely from the internet. Here's how to do that. So generally, that's how to do all these different kinds of things if you need to cite them. Here they are. So in the case of the last one, the Silverman one, that's what something looks like online if it has an author. If it doesn't have an author, you can put anonymous, or you just start with the title of the piece. But everything that you referenced should be in a works cited document. This will be a Microsoft Word document that kind of looks like what I have here on the right. It might have less stuff in it because this is just examples of what to use and how to incorporate them. But it should have that too. Okay, now let's take a look at how to submit this in Blackboard. So here we are in Blackboard. You'll go to the Assignments tab. This is the same place where the exam was and the final exam will be and the weekly analyses were. And frankly, it's kind of like turning in the weekly analyses. You'll click on Case Study Report. Now, first of all, that document that I showed you earlier that had the parameters of the assignment and also had like a mock-up bibliography, that is this document that is attached here. But once you're ready to submit whatever it is, you'll click on this. And what you can do here, you will definitely attach your bibliography as a Microsoft Word document. And also, if you need any help making other kinds of citations too, reach out to me via email or Discord. If you're like, how do I cite this? Just let me know. I don't mind giving you a hand with that. And you'll click Browse Local Files. You'll attach that Microsoft Word document. And also, you'll attach your video as well. So if you have a video file that you're going to upload, now, Blackboard can be testy when it comes to uploading video content. So if you can, this does not have to be high quality. Part of the reason why I upload videos on YouTube and Yuja is because they're able to host them. And sometimes uploading videos directly to Blackboard can be irksome. So you can try to attach it here. And like I said, even though this is due the 25th, don't try and upload at 11:55 on the 25th of April. Okay, it will not be uploaded on time. Of course, you can explain to me what's going on, but you can try and attach it here. And like I said, it'll work. It'll just take some time to do that. It will also take time to put it up in a hosted site like YouTube or TikTok. But if that's easier for you, do that. And then attach your Works Cited page here. But then you can, here in the comments, you can actually just drop down the link to your TikTok or YouTube or Vimeo or whatever other video hosting site that you're using that you may want to employ. So again, two ways you could do this. One, put it up somewhere else, send me the link here in the comment and the Works Cited page, or attach your video file and the Works Cited page and get that in by end of day, April 25th. So that does it on this video of how to turn in your case study report analysis and what it involves. So as you're working on it, if you have any questions, reach out to me on Discord or via email. Again, email just gets bombarded. So if you email me and I don't answer you immediately, email me again. You're not going to make me mad. I might not have just seen your initial email, but that's it. Like I said, questions, reach out, and I look forward to seeing your videos.